Every morning, you make a choice before you even open your eyes. You wake up. Your body is already waiting. It has been working through the night, repairing tissue, consolidating memories, regulating hormones, and now, as the light hits your face, it expects something in return. But you skip it. Maybe you're not hungry. Maybe you're in a rush. Maybe you read somewhere that skipping breakfast is fine, that your body can handle it, that intermittent fasting is the future. And maybe you're right. But what's actually happening inside your body during those hours, from the moment you skip that first meal to the moment you finally eat, is far more complicated than you think. This is the story your body is telling every morning you walk out the door on an empty stomach. Your last meal was probably somewhere around 7 or 8 the previous evening. By the time you wake up, your body has been fasting for 10, 11, maybe 12 hours. That's not unusual. In fact, your body is designed to handle short fasts. During sleep, your liver quietly releases stored glucose, a sugar called glycogen, into your bloodstream. It's your body's emergency fuel tank. It keeps your brain running, your heart beating, your lungs working, all without a single bite of food. Glycogen. That's a word you'll want to remember. Think of it as a battery, a backup generator. Your liver stores about 100 grams of it at any given time, enough to fuel your brain and vital organs for roughly 8 to 12 hours. By morning, that battery is almost dead. Your stomach knows this. It has been sending signals since before you woke up. Ghrelin, the hunger hormone, rising in waves, reaching its daily peak right around the time most people eat breakfast. Researchers at the University of Leeds found that ghrelin doesn't just make you feel hungry. It primes your digestive system. It increases stomach acid. It prepares your intestines to receive and process food. When you ignore those signals and walk out the door, your stomach doesn't just go quiet. It gets confused. Your blood sugar is low. Not dangerously low. Your liver is still holding things together, but low enough that your brain starts paying very close attention. The brain is the most glucose-hungry organ in your body. It makes up only 2% of your body weight, but it consumes roughly 20% of your daily energy. And unlike your muscles, your brain cannot run on fat directly. It needs glucose. Always. When blood sugar drops, the brain does not wait patiently. It sends out a cascade of hormones, cortisol and adrenaline, designed to extract fuel from wherever it can find it. Cortisol. You probably know it as the stress hormone. And right now, it is flooding your system. Cortisol tells your liver to break down its remaining glycogen and dump glucose into the blood. It tells your muscle tissue to begin releasing amino acids, the building blocks of protein, so they can be converted into glucose through a process called gluconeogenesis. Your body is literally breaking itself down to keep your brain powered. And here is where it gets interesting. Your muscles notice. Your metabolism notices. A 2010 study led by David Jenkins at the University of Toronto found that people who consistently skip breakfast show measurably different hormonal patterns by mid-morning: higher cortisol, higher insulin resistance, and significantly more pronounced blood sugar crashes after their first meal of the day. The body adapts, but not in the way you want it to. Inside your pancreas, something complicated is happening. Your pancreas is the organ responsible for insulin, the hormone that tells your cells to absorb glucose from the blood. On a normal morning, after a balanced breakfast, your pancreas releases a moderate, controlled stream of insulin. Your cells absorb what they need. Blood sugar stabilizes. The whole system hums along. But when you skip breakfast and then eat a large lunch, your pancreas faces a different problem. Your blood sugar has been suppressed all morning, your cells have been in low glucose mode, and now suddenly you have delivered a full meal's worth of glucose all at once. Your pancreas overcorrects. It releases a large surge of insulin to deal with the flood. Blood sugar spikes. Then it crashes. That crash is what you feel as the afternoon fog. The 2 p.m. slump. The sudden inability to concentrate. Your brain, which spent the morning running on fumes, now has to manage a sugar roller coaster. This is not a minor inconvenience. Repeated over weeks and months and years, this pattern, the morning fast, the blood sugar suppression, the insulin surge, the crash, is associated with increased risk of type 2 diabetes. The Nurses' Health Study, one of the largest long-term studies on women's health ever conducted, tracked over 46,000 women for 6 years and found that those who regularly skipped breakfast had a 28% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes compared to those who ate consistently in the morning. 28%. From a meal you skipped. Now let's talk about your heart. When cortisol rises, and remember, by mid-morning on an empty stomach, your cortisol is significantly elevated. Your heart rate increases. Your blood vessels constrict. Your blood pressure rises. This is the ancient fight-or-flight response, designed to prepare your body for physical danger. But you're not running from anything. You're sitting at a desk, or stuck in traffic, or answering emails. And your cardiovascular system is responding as if a threat is present. Dr. Leah Cahill at Harvard Medical School published a landmark study in the journal Circulation in 2013 following over 26,000 male health professionals for 16 years. Men who skipped breakfast had a 27% higher risk of heart attack or death from coronary heart disease compared to men who ate in the morning. The mechanism, she argued, was not just dietary. It was hormonal. The chronic cortisol elevation, the blood pressure fluctuations, the lipid changes, they added up over time. Your heart is working harder every morning you skip breakfast. And it's doing so without a reason. But here is the counterintuitive piece. Because nothing about the biology of fasting is simple. For some people, under specific conditions, skipping breakfast, particularly as part of a structured intermittent fasting protocol, may offer real metabolic benefits. Research from Dr. Mark Mattson at the National Institutes of Health has shown that controlled fasting periods can stimulate a process called autophagy, where cells essentially clean themselves, breaking down damaged proteins and debris. In animal studies, intermittent fasting has extended lifespan, reduced inflammation, and improved cognitive function. The key word is controlled. The difference between deliberate intermittent fasting and habitual breakfast skipping is enormous. One is structured, time-limited, and usually paired with careful attention to the nutritional content of the meals that do occur. The other is accidental, stress-driven, and often leads to overeating and poor food choices later in the day. When you skip breakfast and then eat a large, carbohydrate-heavy lunch, you are not fasting. You are shifting your caloric intake into a window that your metabolic system is least prepared to handle. A 2019 study in the Journal of Nutrition showed that people who consumed most of their daily calories in the morning had better insulin sensitivity, lower triglycerides, and more stable blood pressure than people who ate the same number of calories concentrated later in the day. The food did not change. The timing did. So what should you actually do? If you are practicing intentional, structured intermittent fasting and monitoring how your body responds, the biology may work in your favor. But if you are skipping breakfast simply because you are busy, or not hungry, or have convinced yourself it doesn't matter, your body is telling a different story. Your cortisol is elevated. Your muscle tissue is being broken down for fuel. Your blood sugar is unstable. Your pancreas will overreact at lunch. Your heart is working harder than it needs to. And by mid-afternoon, your brain will be fighting to hold a thought. Your body is not indifferent to the morning. It wakes up expecting you. Every morning your alarm goes off, your body has already started preparing, already starting to produce ghrelin, already beginning the gentle hormonal cascade that says, food is coming, get ready. That preparation is ancient. It is embedded in your biology across millions of years of evolution, back to a time when your ancestors rose with the sun, moved, found food, and fed themselves before the heat of the day made hunting impossible. You are the same body, just in a different world. And every morning you skip breakfast, your organs look at each other and wonder when you're coming back.